It's the battle of the pros. In today's video, I'm putting the iPhone 13 Pro side by side with the Google Pixel 6 Pro. Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. I have two phones here that have gotten really great feedback when it comes to their camera capabilities. In this video, we're putting photos and videos taken on the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro side by side. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Know that I shoot these videos so that you can see for yourself just how these cameras perform in real-life scenarios. But before we begin, a quick message from this video sponsor, a company that makes your tech use more sustainable. The next time you want to upgrade or renew the tech you already own, you should check out the Swap Club. For example, they have the AirPods Swap program. Say you have your old AirPods and you love using these old things, but for some reason you've used this to the ground. Whether they have issues with volume, connection, battery, or even if they're just icky and dirty from use, you can do the AirPods Swap program with the Swap Club. Basically, you're just trading in your old AirPods with refurbished ones. Good as new. You receive the Swap AirPods first, then send your old ones in the same box, then the Swap Club fixes up the old ones and finds them a new home. You can even swap just the buds or even the whole set. It's brilliant really, and it encourages a circular economy. Plus, they're the only company that actually replaces batteries on AirPods. You pay a cheaper amount but get renewed AirPods, and your old ones get renewed too and sent off to a new home. Honestly, a great idea, and the Swap Club is a female-founded company. More details on this, I'll put it down in the description box below. Check it out. Right, moving on to today's video. These are two very distinct looking phones. In terms of design, you can't really mistake one for the other. Let me know, these are chunky phones. Now, I'm not gonna go in depth with the details and specs of these two devices, and if you're curious, I have unboxing vids on these two phones I'll link down below. Now, let's move on to the stuff we were checking out today. The Pixel 6 Pro features a 50 megapixel main camera, 48 megapixel zoom camera, and a 12 megapixel wide. Up front, that's an 11.1 megapixel selfie camera. This thing runs on Google's Tensor chip. On the other hand, the iPhone 13 Pro has similarly three cameras on the back, all 12 megapixels, a wide, a telephoto, and an ultra-wide. It features a 12 megapixel selfie camera and runs on Apple's A15 Bionic chip. Good afternoon, walking and talking with the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro. Walking and talking, and this is 4K 30 FPS and this is 1x. You have wide 1x, and then on the iPhone this is 3x, and you can zoom in up until 9x. This is 4K and then back to 1x. On the Pixel, this is 1x, 2x, 4x, and you can zoom up until 20x and then back to wide. Now, the Pixel does have a couple of video stabilization mode, which the iPhone does not. So we have standard, which is what we've been using. This is active and I'm running right now. This is what footage looks like when you're shooting and running. And now you're watching the cinematic pan mode on the Google Pixel 6 Pro. And of course, the iPhone 13 Pro has sensor shift stabilization, but they don't come as separate modes. They just are on when you use the cameras, and you saw that earlier on in this video. Portrait mode looks good on both phones, but oddly enough, the portrait mode on the Pixel 6 Pro looks cropped in, and this is most apparent when you see the normal 1x. Like you saw, both phones have dedicated wide-angled camera, and the Pixel can zoom up until 20 times, while the iPhone can zoom up until 15 times.
this video.
Bye.
So this is 4K 30 on the Google Pixel 6 Pro. This is 1x. This is wide. 1x, 2x, 4x, and this can zoom up until 20x and then back to wide. This can also do 4K 60 FPS, and I know I'm not exporting this in 4K 60 FPS, but at least you see how it treats different video resolution. So this is 1x, 2x, and it can zoom up until 7x, back to 1x. On the other hand, iPhone footage right now, this is 1x, you have wide, 3x up until 9x, and then back to 1x. 4K 60 on the other hand, 1x, you can, well, not do wide, and up until 3x, back to 1x. iPhone can also do 4K 24 FPS. This is 1x, wide, 1x, 3x, and then 9x, back to 1x. Both phones have night mode, but again, it's a separate mode on the Google Pixel 6 Pro. On the other hand, the iPhone has it automatically turning on when there's not enough light for your shot. These are two different phones. There are also different features on each of these two phones. For example, on the iPhone, you have your different photographic modes: standard, rich contrast, vibrant, warm, cool. Basically, these are presets that allow you to take your photos with a certain tweaking or with a certain look. The iPhone also has a cinematic mode, which allows you to tap and focus on a certain thing and create portrait videos. Now let's get to the in-app editing tools. So if you edit, you can switch around different settings on the iPhone, and you can change your live photos. There are different filters as well, and you can crop. In videos, and I find this pretty cool, you can switch the size of your video. In video, you can also adjust all the different settings after taking video. There are also different filters. We have very basic editing apps, but we don't have a magic eraser, which the Google Pixel 6 Pro has. So for example, in this photo, I want to edit out all the people behind me. See, I sent the very same photo, and on the Pixel, you can edit. You also have different filters. You can crop. There are different tools. Most importantly, magic eraser. So as you can see, it did pick out certain things in the photo, and you can just tap to erase, but it didn't pick out everything. I can do it myself though. Now know that these edits won't be perfect, but especially if you're just posting on social media, this is very, very convenient. Before and after. Now on video, let's see what this editor can do. You can stabilize post shooting. You can also export frame, crop, and yes, you can also change the size of your videos here. Very useful if you're into shooting social video. You can adjust the settings, you can add filters, you can also mark up your video. And those are just some of the fun post-editing in-app features of the Pixel 6 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro. I just wanted to show you quickly because these are features that I do use when I shoot with my phones. And that was our look at the Google Pixel 6 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know which phone you think did better in this shootout. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's IsaDoes_ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time!